Hey there, toy collector friends and Transformers fans alike. Welcome back to the channel. This is the Time Traveling Toy Collector, and today we are doing another unboxing instant reaction video. This time it is to Transformers Studio Series 8609. It's Wreck-Gar, leader of the Junkions and one of those characters introduced during the 1986 Transformers animated movie. So I'm just giving you a little pan up and down of the box. I know you've already seen it probably if you were watching my pre-unboxing reaction video where I looked at the latest 3 releases from a purely boxed up initial reaction. And here we can see again the very excellent Studio Series 86 artwork on the box, and an awful lot of plastic window in which we can see the hero figure of Wreck-Gar inside. I have already done a look at the box as part of that pre-unboxing short video, but there he is poking at us through the window with his nipple guns, which is a fascinating sort of fembot throwback. Some fabulous artwork of Wreck-Gar. Here he is on the side giving us a Wreck-Gar grimace. Product shots on the back that again I'm aware you have seen already, and again the fantastic display opportunity. So this video, as you probably know by now, is not a full transformation review or figure review video. It is in fact an initial reaction video to what the figure is actually like as we get him out of the box and in hand. So again, I think I shared this in the previous pre-unboxing reaction video. This is a figure that I never had originally, so in the Generation 1 iteration. So I'm quite pleased and excited to get my hands on him this time around. I think he's a good sturdy looking figure. I have already made the initial incision to save any awkwardness, so I can unfasten the box with a degree of ease, he says. But this is the first time I've actually taken Wreck-Gar out, so I'm taking him out and putting him back there. I'm going to pull out the hugely popular and much appreciated interior diorama. What else do we have in here? The only other loose bits are the instructions, which tell you, of course, what to do, when and where and how, and also the slip of paper that tells me quite rightly that I shouldn't start eating any of the pieces inside because they will probably kill me. Once again, we have quite stupendous, in fact I'll zoom out a little bit more if I can, there we go, a stupendous backdrop for the Wreck-Gar figure. Here we have the planet Junkion, clearly the setting for one of the iconic battles from the film. So again, a lovely display piece for the figure, really giving it a nice scene setter. Again, thanks to Hasbro for taking this into consideration when you are putting your Studio 86 range together. That is obviously, it's reflective of the Voyager class figure, so it's slightly larger than we see with the deluxe class figures, but it is nevertheless an impressive backdrop to see included. Next up, here's the figure itself, slightly heavier than anticipated. Wreck-Gar with a nice gold tinge to his goatee and his moustache. Beautiful looking figure. There's his wheels, his spiky dangerous wheels, spikes galore, and his battle axe there. Well, I mean, he's very, but I can't really comment on him in comparison to his 1986 release, as part of the wave that was produced specifically aligned to the arrival of the cartoon, the animated movie, in the same way that the Rodimus Prime figure was. Although I had Rodimus, I never had Wreck-Gar, but this I think is most definitely benefiting, and I think I am by default, from the significant upgrades in technological engineering and toy manufacturer, and I'm very, very pleased that I did take this on board. I did hesitate, I won't lie, to a very brief hesitation, I'll be honest with you, but there was a hesitation nevertheless to go after this figure, purely because I thought, well, Wreck-Gar doesn't really, he never really excited me as a toy back in the 80s, and he was kind of a supporting artiste in the film. Don't mean to be rude, and no disrespect to Eric Idle, who voiced him in the movie, if I remember rightly, but it's a really nice glint on his moustache. I'm trying to catch that for you there so you can see. But yeah, I'm gonna do the essential surgery now on the plastic packaging. I will keep it intact, but I do need to sever some of these cords. So please do not adjust your sets. Do not change the channel. I shall be right back, and Wreck-Gar will be free. Hold it right there. And there he is in all of his Junkion glory. Wreck-Gar completely free of the ties that bind. So here he is. I've kitted him up with his battle axe as well as his wheel shield, which I've replicated on his leg aligned with the photos. As mentioned before, I've not attempted any transformations yet. This is purely Wreck-Gar out of the box for an initial reaction. And my initial reaction is, overall, I really do like this figure in hand. He's a fun, chunky-ish figure to play with and to position to pose. My initial reaction is that he's got some very clear points of articulation, as you'd expect to have with a Voyager class figure. However, and unfortunately I don't like leading with howevers, but I'm going to give you a however straight off the bat. The waist joint, there's a bit of an abs crunch thing there, but he unpegs terribly easily, meaning he has a propensity to lean forwards, and I really want to feel him snap a little more snugly into place. Similarly with his own left arm, so right arm as we're looking at it, with the tyre, with the wheel on there, his shoulder joint is a little bit, certainly on my version, a little bit loose. I don't know if others have had the same experience. And when I try and bend his elbow, it untabs the rear of his waist. That could just be me having some teething problems, and I'm sure once I've explored him a bit more I might find some ways around that. I dare say I will. This arm is not the same, and it might be the weight of the wheel, so I may do some rethinking around that, and perhaps actually perhaps I may relocate the wheel to his other leg, so it also grounds his centre of gravity, and we won't be using it quite so much as a shield in some of his poses. We shall see. We shall see. I shall give it the benefit of the doubt and see what we can come up with. He is a neat figure. He's got a lot of character. I've got some lovely colorization on the back there. He does have a little bit of kibble on the back there, which will aid, of course, with his transformation. But otherwise, as I say, initial reactions are the detailing is really, really good, really, really clear. He's consistent. He's very reminiscent of the G1 variation of Wreck-Gar, and you can see the characterization in his face. I can come right up close for refocusing, and you can see all of the character that's in there. It takes me right back to being in the movie cinema and seeing it proper for the first time. I do have to say again that another little minor disappointment is around the level of decal. He does come, like all of the so far the Studio Series 86 figures, he does come pre-colorized, pre-decaled up where there are any. Just reframe slightly there for us, do a slow pan down, but ultimately there's no, at least if there are, I haven't found them yet, any Autobot insignia. I seem to remember the original Wreck-Gar figure did have an Autobot insignia or two about his person, and I can't see them on this figure, so I'm wondering whether that's an omission, it's a quality assurance issue on my figure, I get the sneaking suspicion from seeing some of the other packaging designs and other photos that people have posted already that it's not unique to my figure, and it is in fact the way he comes, and so he's not automatically designated an Autobot. But you know, it's quite easy nowadays to get hold of Autobot Insignia, stickers, etc, etc. So it's not something I'm overly worried about, and again, it's not necessarily something I'm really labelling as a concern or a complaint. It's just something that sort of stood out to me, given the quality of the detailing of Wreck-Gar's features, the detailing and the panel detailing on his body, you know, across all of this mid-region. I just think it's a if we're going for Generation 1 accuracy, which does tend to be the theme with the Studio Series 86 range, then to me, and it's purely a personal thing, I think Wreck-Gar should be sporting an Autobot Insignia. I will scour the packaging though, just in case I'm missing something. There is something infinitely tactile about this character, about this figure. I, for one, am looking forward to playing a little more with him in hand, by which I mean transforming him, posing him, lining him up with some of his other Studio Series 86 compatriots. Do please come back for the full Studio Series 86 Wreck-Gar review, which I will do once I have familiarised myself a bit more with the figure and what it does and how it does it, and what it can do and can't do. To make sure you don't miss that, if that is something of interest, you might want to subscribe to the channel. In addition, let me just pop him back on his Studio Series 86 display. In addition to that, you may want to turn on those notifications so that you absolutely never miss an upcoming video, whether it's about Transformers or Star Trek or Star Wars or Doctor Who or whatever it may be. I'd love you to come along for the ride and share your thoughts. Are you somebody that's considering getting a Wreck-Gar figure from this range? If so, drop me a comment below. Let me know whether this was a useful initial reaction, and you'll be tagging along for the actual review video in the near future. Whilst you're down there, you may as well click on the like button and let me know that this was of some use to you. And as I say, subscribe, turn on notifications so you never miss another video. And if there is any other figures in the Studio Series 86 range or any other ranges that you would like me to consider looking at or talking about or exploring, do not hesitate to drop me a note down there and I will see what I can do. In the meantime, this is the Time Travelling Toy Collector signing off and reminding you that a thing of beauty is a toy forever. Take care and don't touch that dial.